Hey everybody, welcome to Hat Hole Home Video. I was gonna film the newest mailbag episode, but some sad news actually prompted me to do a VHS pickups video because I haven't shown you guys what I've been adding to the collection. And unfortunately, the crown jewel of what I've added over the last few weeks has taken kind of a sad turn. At the time of filming this, I have just literally, within the last hour or so, found out through Joe Bob Briggs's Instagram that the great Julie Strain, an actress who was in a bunch of Andy Sedaris movies, she was married to Kevin Eastman, co-creator of the Ninja Turtles. She was just a cool model actress, just an all-around super cool badass chick, has passed away. And apparently last year there was a little hubbub that she had passed, and then that turned out to be a hoax. But this time, at least according to Joe Bob and the family, it all seems pretty official this time around. So to the great and now late Julie Strain, I say rest in peace. And as always, people from, growing up in the days of the video store and watching all these movies, I'm comforted. This doesn't comfort anyone who knew a person personally, but someone like us who we watch people in these movies and we care, but we don't know them. What we knew, the Julie Strain that we saw in all these Andy Sedaris movies and in Sorceress and in Maniac, was it Maniac Cop 2? I think she was in. Those movies, those performances exist forever. So those bits of her are still here, and we still get to enjoy them. So the way that we interacted with her, the way we saw her, the way we were entertained, that's still here, and that's comforting. So I guess, I like to save the best for first, and the best was going to be first anyway, but it takes on, obviously, special significance with the sad passing of Julie Strain. I added a Holy Grail to my collection. That's right. So I always want to say Way of the Warrior, Day of the Warrior. This is up there for me with the Dallas Connection. People that are into Andy Sedaris movies, I think they might be into, he had a long and prolific filmmaking career. This movie and the Dallas Connection, to me, are like the early mid-90s peak of what I find so wonderfully, hilariously entertaining about these movies. If you haven't seen it, it's an action movie that is filled with explosions and hilarious characters and, hunky dudes and hot women and goofy sidekicks and cool cars. And the philosophy of Andy Sedaris was to make a movie that just gave you everything you wanted in this movie. Like, he presented it to you and he said, whatever you think this movie's going to be, I want to deliver everything. And I think he, in a lot of ways, achieved it. They're silly, they're stupid, but they're a ton of fun. And Julie Strain was sorry, I got distracted. Julie Strain was kind of the ringleader of the movies during that period of time, and they're just wonderful. And this is a tape that I have been watching for, and it has been wildly expensive on eBay, and I finally found a copy for expensive but not wildly expensive, and I paid what for me is an astronomical price for a VHS tape, for a lot of collectors is probably a pittance, but you know, I'm a thrifter. I like paying 10 cents for these tapes. So when you start getting into the bigger dollars, I start I start puckering, if you know what I mean. So that is a huge addition to the collection. That is a jewel that I've been wanting to put in the crown of this collection for a long, long time. So I'm super excited to finally have it, and it's meaningful but sad that I add it, you know, less like a week. I think I got it a week ago, so a week before Julie goes, you know. So sort of sad aligning of things. Anyway, my next tape is a double of a tape I already have, but when I saw it, I knew, even though it's not necessarily something that I'm super into, I knew I couldn't pass it up. But it is Battle Angel. I'm not a big anime guy, but obviously with the newer movie that came out, which I still haven't watched, but it looked cool and had me interested. That kind of has me interested in this. I do have a copy of this, like I said. So, spooky. If you need this, let me know. But yeah, obviously for a buck, I'm not going to pass it up when I see something interesting. Even if it's not something I'm super into. To be fair, I haven't watched it, so maybe I will be into it. I don't know. We've got... How did this get so dusty? Anyway, John Hurt, great actor. Raul Julia, great actor. Frankenstein Unbound. Looks like, is that did Tool rip off this cover? You tell me. I don't remember. I'm not a big Tool guy, but I've seen the logo. I've seen the eyeball stitched together. Sorry, it's very late. But you know that doesn't matter, because when we live stream, it's early in the morning and I'm yawning too, so I apologize. But yeah, Frankenstein Unbound, it looks weird. I remember seeing it around at the video store back in the day, but I just never got around to renting it. But now, John Hurt and Raul Julia in some kind of... Produced by Roger Corman, oh my god. Bridget Fonda? This is going to have to be one of the next movies, I think. I think it just got bumped to the front of the line. I suppose, where are we at? Yeah, I'm already wasting a ton of your time, so we'll try to move a little quicker. Bad Dreams, which I had been trying to get my hands on, once again, trying to get my hands on for a good price. And lo and behold, I walked into Savers the other day, and there it was, $1.99. I said, ring me up, please. Just, you never know. You never know when you go into a thrift store what you're going to find. So that was super cool. I'm not going to lie, this is another double. I don't know. Oh, it's down here now. I kind of rearranged the wall. But I already have an ex-rental clamshell copy of Drop Dead Fred, but I did pick up a beautifully ratty paper sleeve copy. It is an ex-rental as well. It's from Video Update in St. Anthony, Minnesota. And it's a very old Video Updates sticker. The sticker is just plain block text. Doesn't have like the stylized Video Update font or anything like that, so it's an odd duck. It's got to be... I mean, I guess it can't be that old, because it's Drop Dead Fred. That was like 90, 91, something like that. But interesting. And I'm a big Drop Dead Fred fan. It was filmed in St. Paul, Minneapolis, which is where I'm from. So movies with that local connection always kind of get extra points. And then it's Phoebe Cates, who I had a giant crush on as a kid. It's Rick Mayall, right? I just knew him as Drop Dead Fred as a kid. Over here in America, that's kind of all we knew him for. Across the pond, from what I understand, he was he was huge. He was in Young Ones, and he was a much bigger star over there. But yeah, great movie. I highly recommend it. I know a lot of people don't like it. It's divisive, but I like it. I also picked up Iron Monkey, which I remember came out kind of right after Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, or at least was kind of capitalizing on the success of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon over here. I never saw it back then. I only realized now, down the road looking back, that it's a Donnie Yen movie, which I had ever since Ip Man, I think, is when I became aware of who Donnie Yen was, and then started kind of looking backwards at stuff and finding other things he was in. He was in Blade 2, which I was a big fan of and never realized it was Donnie Yen. So yeah, I'm excited to dig into Iron Monkey finally. And The Curse of the Blair Witch, ladies and gentlemen, that's right. The supplemental material that went along. It's a companion piece to the original Blair Witch Project. I did watch this back in the day. I remember it not being overly convincing. It was on, I think, Sci-Fi Channel at the time. I think they aired it on Sci-Fi Channel, and I remember just some of the interviews with some of the people feeling real acty. It didn't feel quite as genuine. I think it was an interesting idea to do something like this, to have more interviews with the family members of the three filmmakers that disappeared, and that idea of sort of that, like I said, supplemental material to a movie, I think was a really cool idea. And this is a Blockbuster copy. It just wasn't as well crafted as the movie itself was. But I'm a big Blair Witch fan and I'm a big Blair Witch cheerleader. So it's cool to round out the old tape collection, because I've got Blair Witch, I've got Blair Witch 2, Book of Shadows, or Book of Shadows, Blair Witch 2, and I've got this. So that's kind of a nice little trifecta there. And last but not least, we have Bat-mania. From comics to screen. So it's some kind of probably very cheaply made, very quickly assembled documentary. It's probably a very light, fluffy documentary, very shallow documentary. But how am I supposed to pass this up? It's got the old serialized Batman in the background. It's got Adam West and Burt Ward. When is it from? 1989. So it's definitely capitalizing on the success of the Tim Burton Batman. Does it talk about that here? Blah, blah, blah. Sorry, I'm not just going to make you watch me read. This is a fully documented story of Batman. His genesis, his development, his overall entertainment career. Told with dramatic insight, with this action-filled documentary will satisfy every fan who's delighted in Bat-mania. So I don't even know. I mean, it makes no reference, so maybe this came out. Maybe it came out in anticipation of the Tim Burton Batman movie. Maybe they knew it was probably going to be a big thing. So, I don't know. Very, very cool, though. And that is our sweet, sweet stack of VHS pickups for today. Once again, I know I'm not gonna get this up immediately. I'll probably put it up in a day or two. I don't know. I'll try to get it up as fast as I can. That's what she said. But just know, as I'm filming it, literally within the hour, the news about Julie Strain passing away came out, and it obviously put a little changed the course of my evening of filming for sure. So, tip of the cap of respect to her and to and I would say to everybody who's a fan of her movie. And by the way, I know I've brought it up before, but consistently, Julie Strain is the most featured actor on this wall. She's on, I think, well, with this, I think it'll be six or seven covers. So there is nobody else even comes close to being featured on the wall as much as her. So yeah, it's a bummer. Anyway, thank you everybody so much for watching. Thank you everybody who comes and hangs out in the live streams. Thank you to my patrons. I really appreciate everything you do as well. My subscribers, everybody that just wants to come around and hang out and have a good time, even if you're not in the comments, even, you know, once again, I always say I lurk on a lot of channels. I'm not in the comments a whole lot on other people's channels, but I watch. So I get it. I get that, you know, not everybody's into the interaction side of it. So to you lurkers, I say thank you as well. Because you know that whether you are a dirty dog sleeping in the sun or an alley rat eating up the night, you are always welcome here at Hat Hole Home Video. Good night, everybody.